Why did I buy an SX730HS rather than a G7X Mark II? I'm Dan from ThinkParkNut.com, and today we're going to unbox this little guy and find out. Firstly, thanks for watching our videos. We do 2 videos a week now, Fridays and Sundays, all about theme parks and various related things. So if you like theme parks, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So for my regular viewers, you would know that my camera up until recently, for doing my theme park videos, was a Canon SX730HS. And then this happened. Dream world. Whoa. So from then on I had a camera which looked totally fine, but wouldn't do anything at all. And when you turned it on, it would actually do this. What I haven't shown you on this channel is that I actually attempted to fix that camera myself, pulled it to pieces, without success. Long story short, I needed a new camera. And this time I wanted to get something that was more suited to sort of vlogging and being held in one hand. So I went out and asked my YouTube friends and Twitter friends that do vlogging and do theme park vlogging in particular, what kind of cameras that they all use. Overwhelmingly, the answer was the Canon G7X Mark II. Like, ridiculously overwhelmingly. But I didn't buy a G7X Mark II. And the reason for that came down to essentially 2 factors: timing and price. The SX730HS you can think of as sort of the little brother of the G7X Mark II. They share a lot of similar features like HD recording, a flip-up screen, image stabilization, things like that. Where the G7X really sets itself apart, it's its sensor size. The SX730HS has a 6.16 by 4.62mm sensor, while the sensor in the G7X Mark II is 13.2 by 8.8mm. So basically the sensor in the G7X Mark II is about 4 times the size than what's in this guy. And because of that sensor difference, there's no question that the pictures you get, particularly in low light, on the G7X Mark II are going to be better than the SX730HS, period. However, there is also a cost difference between those 2 cameras. Purchasing here in Australia, there's about $250 to $300 difference between the SX730HS and the G7X Mark II. If this camera was going to be the main camera that I had for the next 10 years and I wasn't looking at replacing it, I would have spent the extra $250. I would have got the G7X Mark II without question. However, I already have an idea of what I want my next vlogging camera to be. And this might surprise some people. The next camera I'm going to buy after this one is going to be a G7X Mark III. The Mark III model is rumoured to be announced at some point this year, maybe towards the very end of this year. The G7X Mark III is rumoured to be fairly similar to the G7X Mark II, except that it's going to support 4K video recording. Now we're planning for a future large-scale overseas trip, and as part of that we're going to be kitting ourselves out with really good up-to-date gear before we go on that trip. The thinking that we've had here is that we're going to need 2 cameras that are going to be capable of vlogging, taking photos on that trip. So the SX730HS is going to be our second camera for that trip. And before we go on that trip, we're going to get a G7X Mark III. Be able to record in 4K if we want to. Not that we probably will all the time, but we'll at least have that option. Now there are a couple of features as well on the SX730HS. Which aren't in the G7X Mark II, which give it a nice little point of difference for being a second camera. The biggest of that is the zoom. This little guy, which we'll open up in a minute, has a 40 by optical zoom. Okay, the G7X Mark II has a 4 by optical zoom, right? It's 10 times the zoom power of the G7X Mark II. Now, yes, the sensor is worse, but the zoom is better. So maybe that's a good feature to have if we're still going to have a G7X Mark III in our bag. With all that said, let's unbox this SX730HS and give it a bit of a test. Let's go and have a look at what we get in the box here. Okay, the box is a little bit smashed up, but I think that's just from transit. Other than that, everything looks okay. Ooh. Alright. So, let's have a look. We get some getting started instructions. Useful. Okay. It's going to tell us the things to do. Attaching the strap, doing the charging, yep. Blah blah blah. Let's just see what's going on. Okay. Power cord. Australian power cord. Good. Battery charger. Again, looks good. We'll get it out in a second. Strap and battery. Okay, strap and battery. And, oh, it's heavy. Oh, yeah. Camera. So, just packaging. That's all that's left in there. Let's have a look. Ooh. Very good. So there's your little screw in. Oh, it's got a lock on the camera thing. That's cool. So that's the battery. Here we go. That's our first look at our new camera. It's got a flip up screen at the back. A nice massive lens. The 40 by lens on this is like I've said, absolutely huge. So that's cool. Feels nice. It'll be heavier when the battery's in there, but feels like it'll be a good little vlogging camera. Let's yep, that just sits there like that, so that's pretty sweet. Flash. You can sort of see flash on the side and dials on the top. Nice gripping handle. This side's got HDMI, and then obviously on the back there's the controls. Oops, there's the controls. And that grippy handle that comes with this model of the Canon, which is pretty good. If I'm going to be holding it like that and talking to myself, that's quite a good spot actually. Okay, so let's read some instructions. Strap. Have we got everything? We've got wrist strap, charger, battery pack, camera, and plug. And I've got to get my SD memory card, but that's okay. Alright, so before I can do anything, I've got to charge the battery. So let's get some of this stuff out. We can get some stuff to charge. It's a little battery. NBL 13L battery. So this is the battery for it. Okay, let's go and charge up our battery. Okay, some time has passed. I've got my battery charged. I've got an SD card to put in it. Let's see how this goes. Now I can turn it on. Let's see if we can get this in the camera. Ooh, hello. Very nice. Okay. So, set the date. I don't know the date. Set the time zone. No, not London. Ooh, I can see. I'll flip it up so you can see. Ooh, that's cool. That's neat. See if we can take a photo from it. Took a photo. That was good. See if we can do some recording. Oh yeah, there we go. Recording. recording. You can see the lovely day we've got outside. This is going to be very strange film. Excuse the mess in the background of my camera on my tripod, but yeah, there we go. The zoom on this is intense. Like, look how far that comes out from the body. Like, and that's not even, holy moly. That's so far, I can't even tell what I'm zoomed into. So that's it with it fully extended, which is pretty extreme. There we go. See how the zoom performs. Oh. Now it's up to like 13 by. Pretty impressive. So yeah, this is looking like a pretty good camera. Let me see if I can turn myself around. Have some bad footage on here. Flip this around. And see how it works as a vlogging camera. Hey, that's alright. You can hold it one-handed. Again, the light in here is pretty ordinary today, so you can't probably really judge it based on that. It's a pretty dark and miserable day outside. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. I have to look at the camera, not the screen. This is going to be tricky. I like it. I like it a lot. So that is the SX730HS camera, our brand new vlogging camera. And really glad to get it. It's been a couple of days of hassles trying to get the package, so really good to unbox it and have a bit of a look at it. And yeah, it looks really, really cool. So I'll be playing with this over the next couple of days. And hopefully from next week on, you'll be getting news in a minute videos on this guy instead of my phone. Hooray! Finally! Thanks for watching me ramble on about the SX730HS camera and why we bought it. Friday, our theme park news in a minute videos will be recorded with this very camera, so tune in for that. If you want to check us out on Twitter, we are at Theme Park Nut, and our blog is themeparknut.com. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, cheers!